argue that they were being moved into slavery. I mean, it was miserable for those people.
What was the economy?
Even they still didn't react. So I'm pointing out, right? There are populations that will rebel even at the first sniff of something bad going on.
Russia,
but Anglos generally, Anglos generally have it, is what I'm pointing out. And so, look, if you look at America, right? The WASPs in America had all the freedom to use their freedom to go around killing everybody they wanted with their guns. That's how much freedom there was in America before 1980s.
What was the economic model, though, the Victorian era? Was it libertarian, or what was it? Like mercantilism?
So a lot of the older Christian kingdoms in the feudal age would be what you would call libertarian, actually. And Hans Hermann Hoppe, who's a libertarian anarchist economist, actually finally agreed with this in 2008. And he was like, yeah, I was wrong. And he thought that, like...
Weren't they? They were feudal.
No, yes, but feudal... Let me explain. So he says that he used to think an authoritarian was just someone who takes over, like, power. But he said, where is he taking this power from? And he realized that all the kings and emperors in Western history could have declared themselves popes and taken over religious authority, and they didn't. There's actually only one person in Western canon who has, and that's King Henry VIII, actually, right? Horatio? Correct. So, if the proper definition of a tyrant in Western history is someone who declares him pope and king, he realized that none of these kings were actually tyrants that he imagined. Where he says that in communist states and liberal states, the government does have to be more, like, has to take over more of these institutions to make you loyal to them instead of your family, instead of your community, instead of your religion. They need to take over these power nodes. So if you look at communism, they get rid of religion every fucking time because they want to erase that imprint on you so that they can control you. And then they tell you, you should snitch on your family because the state is more important than your family. So the state identity in the West became much stronger after the Enlightenment than it was prior to it. So just real quick, and then you can go. All right. So one last thing is that if you look at Western societies, they had a lot of non-governmental institutions like academies, the monastery, the church. They had the guild masters of the artisans. They had the artisan guild. They had the merchant guild. So every one of these groups of people had their own laws for their own institutions that they created from their leaders, not the king. Do you see the difference here, right? So his only role is to protect these institutions that people have created and let them continue that on, right? And he's supposed to be the protector of all these things. Liberal societies, they deconstruct these institutions so that all of these things that the institutions used to do, the state does it because no one wants to do it anymore.
I see the point you're making, and I think that I'm not necessarily pushing back at it, but I thought that there was quite a sort of an institution, if you could call it, of the lords reporting up to the king, or then there's several different institutions.
That is, but they all have their own autonomy. The aristocrats, as long as they're under the general law of tradition, Christianity, they have the autonomy of each region, the different provinces, the different burghs in Anglo-Saxon times. They have their own autonomy.
I mean,
No. These nobles were given some. They were given some lateral freedom. The aristocrats, but it's true that they were in service of the king. But the king was also in service of tradition and the estate of the country and the protection of the credit of the state. So you know how republics will borrow money and spend money? The king used to be responsible for the debt, and his family and his son were responsible for war debts. So imagine you're the king, and you borrowed a shit. Correct. Imagine you were a king, and you knew you had some enemies on the borders, and you're like, damn, they might invade us in a few years. Then you're not going to borrow money as a king during your kingship, but you want there to be enough credit that you can borrow from banks when your son is the new king. Or let's say the king started a war and he finished the war, it took 10 years, and he has all this debt. Then he's going to curb his own family's spending to be able to pay back that debt and the interest. So the kings would actually pay back that debt and the interest, so that if his son or grandson got into a war, they would always have a fresh good credit asset from his family, so they could
Yeah, they
borrow
could
money.
borrow it.
Otherwise, correct. Otherwise, what would happen is that they would have to ask the nobles in their country to borrow them money, and then he would have to be like nicer and give those families more favors, and that would destroy his power a little bit. That would take from his power. Correct.
So essentially a high rate of interest rate, which makes you wonder why America.
High rate of paying back. High rate of paying back the loan. So Hans-Hermann Hoppe basically says that if you compare republics to monarchies, if America had remained a monarchy instead of a republic, he says that with a successful payback rate of kings, America would be worth seven times what it's worth right now. So like $140 trillion. It would be worth 7 times what it is right now. Because he says that if you compare all the republics, we'd be partners, right?
The world probably would have had far fewer wars as well.
Yes, because the British Empire was the big daddy keeping everyone in line. The Ottoman Empire was keeping the Middle East in line. The Persian administrators were keeping the Middle East in line. So when they're ruled by a great emperor who can unite all of these Middle Eastern areas like the Ottoman Empire, that's when the Arabs shine actually. When they don't have a great leader to unite them all, they all separate into their tribal identities and start attacking each other for resources. So like a great figure like that is the one preventing all the kids from fighting inside the household. The big daddy. Dad is the one stopping all the kids from fighting, not the kids. If there was no dad, the kids
Daddy's
would fight
home.
each other, abuse each other, etc. Yeah.
Daddy Trump.
Daddy's home.
Which is what makes me wonder why America seems to be quite happy to be paying up more in interest than it is in its military at the moment, which is a really bad sign.
Correct. So all the different, whether you're Democrat or Republican, when you have a majority, you're going to put spending for your things, right? And when it's the other side, it's the other side. And Ben Franklin said the moment that people realize that they can vote, like benefits to themselves from the treasury of America.
Hello, Gio, are you there? Gio, do you owe money to your phone company?
He must have gone and started a business because he's such a devout libertarian, conservative Republican. He obviously knows how to run a business and start a marketing campaign to successfully market that business. But I don't know. You know, some people just want to talk about politics. Some people want to start a business. Some people want to put their money where their mouth is, you know? That's life.
So here, we can talk about gay stuff now, can't we?
Let's talk about starting a gay business for gay men that are looking for anal fixation remedies. Oh, they kicked me.
Or Meta or Nvidia. Well, it's not that I don't like them. It's just I feel differently. They're probably good investments.
I just feel, as long as they get the money back, that's okay. They can be Tesla, one can buy off Google, or Google can buy off whatever. I'm not bothered. Money is money. I invested, I want money back. That's it. Right?
As long as you
So,
like.
Vika, what's up?
The Ashkenaz that they fight with.
Well, I just wanted to say that what y'all said before, as far as it having like a fear of white people, I guess you could say there's a layer to it, but another layer to it is just simply feeling as if African American people don't have culture, and so that's one of the reasons why I push back on somebody calling me an American person, because simply put, what does that mean? It'll encompass everything. What separates you? Because living over here, I can sit up here and say, damn, well, you know, what the black folks there, like, what's something that's black going around? It's kind of hard to find that, because you fall under just being German, or you fall under just being Italian, or you fall under just being French, and that it makes it easy for people to claim everything that you do. our culture is not the same as white people. How they navigate, how they move, how they speak, how they cook their food, their thoughts, and little bitty shit that they do is totally different from who we are. And I don't think that we need to smash together with them. I'm not really interested in something like that. And in order for, well, kind of like what Black Rabbi said, is you don't even really have to do all of that because it's everywhere around. And I remember
Black Rabbi? Are you talking about the motor guy?
before I even got stationed over here, people would say like, "Oh, nobody thinks about y'all, don't listen to y'all shit, this, that, and the third." And I brought my ass over here to Germany, and I went to one of they festivals, and they was playing old school cookout music. I said, "What the fuck they know about Brick House?" What? And then I'm all the way in Switzerland and Zurich, and I'm into this whole restaurant.
It's mighty, mighty.
With jazz, they had Billie Holiday on the wall, and then they had Satchmo on the wall, and they had all these people on the wall, and they playing the classical jazz, and then I'm out in Malta, and they playing
Moody Blues.
What the fuck y'all know about BB King? I'm over here saying like, I'm all the way in Malta, and y'all playing BB King. I said, oh wow, yeah, people be lying.
Let's be honest, black people in America have created the best music that mankind has ever created. If it wasn't for black people, we would have no good music.
Let's back up. Black people have created the most innovative forms of political thought in Western civilization, okay? Because of black people's articulation and understanding of the Constitution, they were able to allow white people to realize what their own documents were even stating. So don't come with us on this music, culture, athletes, all that. Don't do that. We reshape the
You're not even celebrating Purim.
So the best thing you have is music?
No, I said political thought in Western society.
The other guy said that music.
No, I didn't say but I'm saying that because I'm here in Jerusalem.
Haven't you heard of Thomas Paine?
Wait.
People let you down all the time.
But my people don't. My people are.
You're an educated African American.
No. Bro, that's something. That's part of your white supremacy. The reality.
White supremacy.
All black people are gifted. Okay, we're all gifted.
All of them.
We've only had specific avenues.
Go to a clubhouse room and prove yourself wrong.
When you give a black person money and an instrument, he creates the best music. When you give a black person books on politics, we become the best politicians. When you give us the ability to play particular sports like golf, tennis, and things that we're shunned out of because of classism, we will take that and recreate.
It's all just DEI, though, Dr. Rabbi.
We are the most gifted people on planet Earth, and not only that, our story.
Earth.
Everybody who's going through any type of social issue in the world clings to our prophets that came in speeches of unity, of connection.
You heard of Menachem Schneerson?
That's what the whole world uses. Our prophets that came from our culture that were stripped of.
Kanye.
Our women, women all over the world are getting lip injections, butt injections, just to physically look like our women. They're getting skin.
They're ruining their beauty, Rabbi.
Look like our women. So my point is to say like this: we have to understand who the African American is, right?
Who is the African American?
Let me ask you a question, right? One more question. So, with all that being said, do you feel like the African American demographic today displays, some of those characteristics of what you just mentioned?
Absolutely, 100%.
I don't see it on the media. I don't see it on the news. I'm not saying that's what's happening.
Okay, so what you just said. You say you don't see it on the media and the news. The media.
Yeah, I don't see much good. I see a lot. I see a lot of killings, a lot of gangs.
Let me ask this. No. Okay, that's fine. Did you just see the presidential election?
Yeah.
Okay, so the presidential election was with an ethnic woman, right, against Donald Trump, right? Kamala Harris, right? Kamala Harris represented a whole.
Trump is an ethnic man.
Wait. Hear me out. I'm not even a fan of Kamala Harris at all. But But I'm saying, but she represented an entire constituents that wanted to come into the White House and recreate the American idea, right? That's what DEI, that's what all this thing was about. It was about recreating the American idea. And that was led on the impetus of black people. That just was right now, 2025. Trump won.
Racism 101.
But what you have to recognize is that movement didn't just start with Kamala and this. This movement has been going on for probably close to 100 years in America, if not more, since Booker T. Washington, right? In terms of integrating and changing American thought. So as a people,
it's a scam.
Wait, hear me. Our level, right now, we're trying to take the White House. That's where we're at as a people. Okay, we're not trying to. Wait. Let me finish. So if you want to say, great. That's beautiful.
Ilhan Omar's in Congress.
That's great.
Born in the country.
But that's the beauty of America.
So
right?
it's not like a massive achievement.
No. It is a massive achievement, number one. And the people of Minnesota are showing that group of immigrants that came to America that we paid for, they voted.
Traitors!
Right? So that's it. But the bottom line is still to say that the ideas that exist in America are largely a byproduct of African American thought, right? And so when you accept
Americans,
we're trying to take the country. We're trying to rewrite every history book in the country. We're trying to rewrite every
history revisionism 101.
That's where black thought is in 2025. So don't come to me and talk to me about people who live in the inner city.
Traitors.
These things, because even those people who are on welfare in our inner cities have a higher quality of life than 97 to 98% of planet Earth. Okay, so we are not
Federal Reserve.
Okay? We're not.
If they have such a good quality of life.
Wait. So it's not. Let's be real. White people kill just many white people as white people. It's proximity, and it's the drug business. Drugs were put into certain communities. And everywhere drugs are put into, there's violence.
Drugs.
But we didn't bring the drugs in. We didn't bring the drugs into America.
Freeway Rick Ross brought the drugs in.
Our community. We did not.
Freeway Rick Ross gave you the drugs.
We're changing the history books of the whole country. The most powerful
history
nation in the world.
revisionism.
Not Somaliland. Okay, that needs partnerships. Okay, no. Okay. Great, but we don't know about them. But the point is, it's saying like this. Okay,
you're not from there.
Great. But you know about us.
Yeah,
right? And so,
America.
Okay, exactly. And so what I'm saying to you,
they're not using their opportunity.
You don't. No. Wait. First of all, you can't. You're not in these shoes, bro. You're not from a first world country. You cannot speak.
No,
you're not. You're there, but you're not. You're not a UK person. You're Somalian that immigrated there out of distress.
I didn't immigrate. I was born and raised there.
Okay, fine. You didn't.
By default.
You didn't.
I've got family members that are currently.
Okay, but why? You have Somalia though. Why are you proud of that?
I'm not proud of Somalia because Somalia is not my country.
Okay, fine.
Somalia is not my country. I don't care about Somalia. I actually dislike a lot of Somalia. Right? I'm from Somaliland. That's where my roots are.
Okay, so what I'm saying, so why are you not there with a position of power?
Do you know the funny thing is?
It's because he hasn't read your latest book, Rabbi.
What I'm saying to you is, why are you not in your own country with a position of power? Why are you bragging about fighting for a white man's army?
A white man's army?
We don't have this color. We don't look at everything.
I know you don't, but they do.
No, they don't. It's only.
They do. No, they do not consider you British, period.
Of course they do.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. Bro, there was literally an Indian. There was an Indian that was the prime minister.
Yes, we saw it.
Right? David Lammy, the foreign minister, is a black Jamaican, right?
Bro, what does that have to do with you?
At the end of the day, the UK doesn't have the same racial views that America does.
Of course it does.
Let me just say one last thing. There's a difference between
you have entire political parties.
Hold on. There's a difference between ethnicity and nationality, right? Mm-hmm. So, and that's very prominent in the UK, and that's why everybody knows. Unlike Black Americans, everyone knows where they're originally from. But they also believe in the British identity, and that's the way that we live life.
Okay, so that's a good point. So what I'm saying to you is the fact that you have a homeland, and you
I travel back.
Wait. Let me finish. Great. You improve the economy. So you have a homeland.
Stand against Illuminology's hypocrisy and put a stop to Mephistopheles' New World Monopoly. There you go.
Nice. I was playing a beat behind it, and it followed. Yeah.
It's called Illuminati music. They control what we wear. They control what we read. They control what we hear, what we eat. Illuminati music. It's like
Illuminati music.
Yeah, it's hypnotizing you.
But if we're rapping, if we rap it, it doesn't control us enough. Because the only way to have the Illuminati not control us is to rap, right?
No.
Oh, they can still control us if we rap?
No, it's hip hop when it has a message.
But I thought it was Illuminati music.
Well, see, what I'm doing here is I'm attempting to wake you up as to what this is. Right? They control MTV, BET. They use it as a tool.
I mean, I used to control
They're controlling us all through.
You know, but like whatever. That was a long time ago. I didn't even resist.
Right. Well, you probably wasn't even alive when that came out. Well, yes, you were.
I was alive. It's like,
Thriller came out in '83.
Oh, I was 5 years old.
Yeah, you still had your thumb in your ass.
That was my first album.
See? There you
I
go.
loved it.
See that Thriller?
Yes, I love it.
You still love it? You still love it?
Yes, because the man who's singing about the graveyard.
He was actually talking about a woman that he did get pregnant that blamed the baby on him.
Billie Jean ain't my lover.
But the greatest, one of the greatest music producers in history. Do you know who that is? One of the greatest music producers. That sounded like somebody fucking died, farted on themselves.
My keyboard and the Ninja Turtle song came off really loud. I'm so sorry. I did that to you guys.
You know the guy who produced most of Thriller?
Rod Templeman or some shit?
Temperton, yeah.
Temperton.
But Temperton produced other songs.
Yeah, like Def Leppard's Pour Some Sugar on Me.
Man, he produced hundreds of hits. Like, he's got probably more hits to his credit than most producers in history.
Some Van Halen shit.
Just some random white guy that don't like to do interviews.
Yeah, he just like you listen to his demos. Like, how did you get that song from that? Like, whatever.
Man, that guy's besides Quincy Jones.
Rick Rubin, right?
Well, Rick Rubin is okay.
Like, what the fuck does Rick Rubin do? He just shows up. He doesn't show up. We paid him all this money.
Rick Rubin stuff always got like a rock and roll hip hop feel to it.
Yeah, Run DMC Slayer kind of shit, right?
Yeah,
Johnny
mixed
Cash.
together.
Yeah.
Like I got 99 problems, but a chick ain't one. You know, with that a 99 problems is like just a sample of a rock
like a
guitar.
Walk This Way, bam, bam,
yeah,
some shit.
That's kind of his little flavor, where he kind of technologically does rock and roll.
What's funny though is if you listen to the Beastie Boys' first album, like Fight.
No, that album was so good.
Like Fight for the Right to Party. There's a guitar solo, and that's the lead guitar player of Slayer playing it.
Slayer, yeah.
Yeah, because they were on the same label, and they were on this. Yeah, they were.
Beat It
produced one of the best heavy metal records ever. Like Rain and Blood is like the OG thrash speed metal album ever made. Like everyone's like, yeah, that was like what started everything. That was Rick Rubin. Rick Rubin also did License to Ill, Paul's Boutique, like all that early Beastie Boys shit.
Well, to me, License to Ill is the best one.
But Run DMC, which were like the original, like they were the first ones to just like go off and flow on shit, and not be like I'm Curtis Blow and I'm getting the party started. Like Run. I know like Schoolie D said some shit, but like Run DMC, like
Schoolie D is the first gangster rap.
He was, but he wasn't like super famous though. Like Run DMC,
no.
They were famous. They did some more content to their rap.
Run DMC.
How come when I talk about rap to you, you get all serious? But like,
no, I'm not.
I'm talking about Ozzy with you. You're just like,
he's a gay Satanist.
What about Old Dirty Bastard? Okay, Dirty Bastard.
Wu-Tang Clan.
Heaven or hell? No. Is he going to heaven or hell?
He's going to hell.
No, he's not. He's going to heaven.
He's going to hell.
He was like an innocent, beautiful person. He was just like, hot cold, gonna go off to the hip hop store. You know, like
Dude,
that
he
was
had the hip hop Holy Ghost.
he made you seem like you could like be friends with a homeless person and be fine, like right? You'd be like, oh.
Well, see,
I didn't.
the thing with Wu-Tang Clan.
No, but you ever listen to that his solo album?
It was an acquired taste. I really didn't like. I didn't really like him like that.
Records, he was like, "Can I get a Wu-Tang?" That's one of his phrases. I'm just like, what has me think of this shit? It's so
I
weird.
like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like it raw.
And he talks about like, I got burned by the gonorrhea. He's like,
it's just crazy. I mean, but it takes all kind because it really shows.
You know his song "Big Baby Jesus"? That was like rapped to a news. If you haven't heard it, listen to it right now. "Big Baby Jesus," Old Dirty Bastard. I can't say it because there's a lot of N-word in there, like a lot. But it's such a crazy fucking song. You're just like, this song makes me feel insane. Listen to it. Listen to it right now. Here we go.
Well, it's too late for me over here, but yeah.
All right. Old Baby Jesus? No, Old Dirty Bastard. Jesus. Bastard. Anyway.
I didn't really like a lot of their stuff at all.
You don't like even 36 Chambers?
Not really.
Okay. I mean,
I like ice cream or something. Get the cream, get the money.
Yeah, cream. Same out, dollar bill, y'all. But it's like, I know, but there's some like, okay, I think they're important, but there's some like serious jazz heads that are like, I don't like John Coltrane, but they know everything about jazz.
Well, see, one thing New York always had with hip hop is an experimental sound,
right?
A cutting edge and experimental sound, and that's kind of their niche. If it sounds like somebody, farted over some whipped cream and then threw it in a vat of chitlins and sent it to outer space, that's New York.
Right, yeah.
Their stuff is just so acquired taste sometimes. It's just experimental sounding. It's just, sometimes it's really weird.
You mean like this?
Weird. That's a sex embender face. You're projecting, bitch.